You know so we heavy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is the Entertainment Buzz.
Yo. What them say? Up to the buzz. We don't know. At the buzz.
you know how we roll.
This is the Entertainment Buzz. Further on in the buzz.
That is why they part of things. That them searching. Like boy, just on the clip them away.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Sky, are you? All the respect them eyes up. Like a flag. Hear me now. Saboti. Dig it way.
Entertainment Buzz are the real thing, man. Sight.
And now, our feature presentation.
Yes, sir. We want to say a very special welcome to the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. Also want to say big up to our sponsor. Big up to Thomo Vibes, distributors of Trangback Tonic Wine. Strengthen your back for make the attack.
Nobody know how to attack my back. I tell you. As a matter of fact, we want to say a very special welcome to all our friends. Feel free to join us on our social media pages. It's Instagram, IRIFM_JA, Twitter, IRI_FM, and join us on Facebook at just IRIFM. And of course, we got a show here for you tonight. So we're very glad that you could join us wherever you are, on the corner, on the lane, in the crescent, on the boulevard, or at your yard, that's where you really should be.
Would people be on the corner on the lane now?
If they're essential, yes. if they have a letter saying there's a reason they got to be out there, yes, they can be there. But other than that, no, you need to be at your house. All right.
Definitely.
A lot of stuff happening here. And of course, hot topics. Mr. Lex, interesting development with him. Entertainer Mr. Lex is feeling satisfied following his meeting with the CEO of VP Records yesterday, which the DJ shared that he had a dialogue with Christopher Chin, who contacted him following a tweet he shared. In the tweet, Mr. Lex said he was just learning that VP Records has a lifetime publishing rights for 145 of his songs. And of course, the entertainer, while stating that he will not disclose the details of the conversation, he says he was comfortable with the agreement that they reached. Mr. Lex ended his tweet with a word of encouragement to upcoming artists. He said that they should ensure they have legal representation prior to signing any document. That is just good advice to any legal matter overall.
Exactly. And interestingly, it is an ongoing conversation, isn't it? Because on this very platform, we've had numerous issues with entertainers. So it doesn't matter how often you say it. I think once they're in the moment and just feeling that vibe and knowing that you're going to be signed and everything is going well, the last thing that seemed to be on their mind during that moment is a lawyer, is somebody with the legal know-how to guide the proceedings.
That's true. And of course, some entertainers just feel that they have enough sense or enough knowledge to kind of, wing their way through the document. A lot of them don't read the fine print. And hence, that is where you need legal representation. And when they don't have the legal representation, the fine print is ignored. Sometimes that fine print is what is really stating what the whole conditions are. And they sign away everything. They sign away their rights, pretty much.
But not only the fine print, too, Bones, but sometimes just the language. Right. There are phrases, there are words in there that you think you understand what it is, but you really need that professional to explain to you exactly what it is, as opposed to going off of what you think it is.
Yeah, common sense.
Right. So,
legal jargons, as they say. And
absolutely. So lucky enough for Mr. Lex that they have reached a compromise, an amicable decision, providing later down the road we don't hear something else.
Yeah. So let us see that is a lesson to all these entertainers out there who are now getting into contracts. Make sure you have an attorney present. Make sure you're given opportunity to review the document at your own leisure, and you and the lawyer review it, and you look at it, and the lawyer will tell you, yes, it is safe to sign, or he says some amendments have to be made for it to benefit you. So these things have to be done, definitely.
And from one legal matter, Bones, into the next, Dovey Magnum, her manager, Nigel Angus, he basically is providing clarification regarding her arrest. Recently she was detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, in Atlanta, Georgia. So according to her manager, he's basically trying to set the record straight that she was not, it has nothing to do with criminality, and it is just an immigration issue as it relates to Dovey Magnum's situation.
Right, and we understand that I think it was something with her overstaying in the United States. People think that because there's a new president there that they ain't going to uphold the law. They are going to do it, and they're going to do it stronger than ever. So we hope everything is sorted out with Dovey Magnum. And of course, Minister Marion Hall addresses criticisms from social media users about her outfits. In an Instagram post, Minister Marion Hall posted a photo of herself on her social media dressed in a skin-tight pants, blue pumps, and a long-sleeved silk gray blouse. Yeah? She captioned the photo with an inspirational message encouraging people to be themselves, which is true. Now, shine, quote, shine even when no one sees your light. Love even when no one is loving you. Live even when you feel like giving up. Why? Because many kept their true selves hidden in the dark because they are afraid of what people will say of them, and that's how depression creeps in. This is what she wrote. Now, however, while many were, keen on the message, there were those who took issue with the tightness of the minister's pants, right? And she saw those comments and decided to address them. She wrote, let me be clear. When I'm in church, I dress for church. When I'm going to dinner or out with my friends, I dress however I feel. Get off my page if you have a problem with it. I live for Jesus, and he is not complaining. Go do some work to win souls for him. I'm ready to do my part. Why should I use it?
Well, do you think so much emphasis should be placed on an outfit though?
No. I don't.
Yeah, and
no, not at all.
Well, we really hope that the minister will not, be discouraged, or this is not something that will shake her faith, because it is not unusual for persons to be pressured in this type of way, and they feel like they cannot be their true selves.
Right. So, Marianne, live your life, but you don't want to let people, there's always going to be people who have something to say. Let them say it and move on.
And people will always talk. I mean, I don't think that she's going to get rid of persons criticizing her or continuously talking about what she wears, how she looks,
right,
and the tightness of a pants or a skirt.
Right. So she needs to just get over that and continue to minister. That's what she does, and that's what she's doing now.
Just stay course and focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. Right.
Now, Jamaican-born England winger Raheem Sterling snagged a new multi-year endorsement deal, and this time with the popular footwear brand New Balance. Now, Sterling confirmed the deal in a video on his social media platform. In the video, he said, "You can't stop guessing now. The football star will now rock the New Balance boots." So, big up to Raheem Sterling there. And this is like the second footwear deal. I mean, recently we spoke about him inking a deal with Clark's.
Right. As Khalid would say, another one. You got another
deal.
One.
Right?
One, yeah. So
and big up to the persons who are just grinding hard amid the pandemic, though.
Yeah.
Inking major deals and doing the most.
Right. Well, guess what? We're up for a break. We're up for a break, and we'll be right back.
Tile Arcade, Seaview Drive, Lucy. We stock toilets, basins, granite countertops, porcelain, tin set, grout, doors, faucets, shower. Pleasures, glass, blocks, and so much more. Call us 810-9069, WhatsApp 807-8840. The time by Tile Arcade is...
It is 8:43, and of course, we're very proud to present our social media high and lows with Shanice Williams and Trisan Wilson.
It's now time for social media high and low.
Girl, you know so what going on social media. Yeah, girl, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's your social media highs and lows.
This and every Wednesday we've got the online buzz.
I'm Tris.
And I'm Shanice. Okay, so let me just jump right into the highs for this week. A lot has happened this week. You know, I can't highlight everything, but let me tell you what struck us. Spice, Shaggy, and Sean Paul featured on Good Day DC on Monday, where they spoke about their recently released song, Go Down There, which has amassed over 8 million views on YouTube. You really have to admit though, this is a really great summer song, and as Spice warned on Good Morning DC, be careful before you even try this. Make sure you have strong knees. This is for persons who actually have the mega knees, but you know, if you don't have the mega knees, it's really hard to even stay put when you hear this song. It has a nice international dancehall vibe. So 3 legends, 1 track, of course it's shot. Also, once again, the spotlight is on Skilly Bang. Crocodile Teeth has hit the British pop charts, debuting at number 74 on the United Kingdom official chart, making him the first Jamaican to score an entry on the British charts in 7 months.
So congratulations to the East Side boss. Let's jump right into the lows for this week. So dancehall artist Dovey Magnum remains in custody after being detained by the U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement ICE in Atlanta, Georgia last Wednesday. Meanwhile, in a statement on Instagram, Magnum's manager Nigel Angus said that it was an immigration issue relating to Magnum overstaying in the United States. He also clarified that Dovey was taken into custody while at the airport in Atlanta with an assistant and not a resident, as was previously reported by some outlets. The ball-out artist is said to have been living in the United States for the past 3 years and may have overstayed her visa or overstayed the length of time she had permission to remain in the United States. In other news, American couple Erica Mena and Safari Samuels are calling it quits again, but for some dancehall fans, this time the cheating allegations boil down to some cultural considerations. According to TMZ, Mena, who is pregnant with the couple's second child, filed for divorce last Friday. The story broke after a clip surfaced online allegedly showing Safari dancing intimately with another woman at a club. The viral clip captioned, "Safari just continues to embarrass Erica Mena." It's unclear whether the clip is recent, but some internet users pointed out that the so-called intimate moves are typical of Jamaican dancehall antics. Safari, a rapper, TV presenter, and host, is always ready and excited during any live set where he can show off his accent and dancehall moves. So tell us, what are your views? Do you think Safari's actions merited a divorce, or it's just a culture thing? Who do you think took social media this week?
While that's for another conversation, check it before you click it, because once you hit send, you may be a social media high or low.
And that's your social media highs and lows. Catch us next Wednesday for What's Buzzing.
I'm Shanice.
And I'm Tris. Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Hey there. Thank you, Shanice and Tris, for keeping us connected with what's popping on social media.
A lot of things happening. And of course, what's going on with Mr. Matterhorn? Very vocal these days, isn't he?
Well, Tony Matterhorn, if you really want to talk the truth, Bones, he's always been vocal.
Never stop.
His latest post, he went on his social media, and he wrote, "So y'all gonna sit back and watch them mess up our music in Jamaica and not say nothing because you're afraid? Okay, I hope you're still afraid when hungry comes knocking." Now, in the caption of that post, he wrote, "You entertainers are just some waste of time and sell out real quick when y'all get a quick money. But wait and see how long before the money run out and no parties keeping, no revenues, no income. And then y'all see what comes next. Police stopping dance will face hunger too. So don't watch no face because it's coming."
Yeah, that is true.
What do you make of this post?
I just think that he's speaking his mind. There's a little bit of frustration there also. I mean, everybody, this business, our industry has been hit probably the hardest in COVID, because it's artistry, it's emotional, and you need to really be able to interact most times with people to really get a vibe. And I just think that he's just venting, but a lot of what he's saying is also a little true there. He's saying that, hey, no revenue not coming in. What's going to happen when all of your money dry up?
Right. He's also saying for persons who y'all are too quick.
Yes.
Like you're selling out and you're moving too quick to get a gig. Once a gig comes up, then they're taking it. But do you turn down a gig knowing your situation, because everybody's situation is different? So you're out in the cold, something pops up. Do you not take it in a bid to
survive,
stand in solidarity, or does survival outweigh solidarity in that moment?
I think if I really see some people, if your back is against the wall, you're going to go to survive. You're going to try to survive, especially if the market is dry. Something comes up, there's some revenue. I also believe that there must be some sort of a standard to what you're going to accept also, because normally if the revenue was good, a show that would come up, you probably would not have accepted it depending on what it was. But of course, when your back is against the wall, you're going to probably say, boy, I'm going right now, I'm going to try and get some money. But you still have to try and pull a standard and say, listen, I'm not going to, do certain things, but we need the money.
And we know that unity in the entertainment industry, it will not come overnight. It will not happen over time, but they all have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. Right. So if persons are getting the events, one set getting the events, another set not getting any events to do, other persons feel like, okay, I am not going to stand with anti-vaxxers, for instance.
Right.
I am going to go ahead and do what I need to do to feed my family. So it's just all these varied views and opinions, and it boils down to what is your current situation and what are you able to endure.
I still think it really is going to come down to survival. You have a unity in your mind, yes, but if you are hungry, your family is hungry, and you really don't see another way to really put food on the table, you're going to do it. You're going to go out and say, boy, a show coming up, I get a little money. It's not something that I really like to do, but hey, there's not there. The options are limited or next to none. They're going to do it. But the unity might be there in their heart, but I mean, they're going to survive first. They're going to make sure that they can feed their family and take care of themselves. Most people.
And it's also a little more than unification now, because, for instance, in one of the posts, he mentioned fighting for a dance hall, but then are members of the entertainment industry, both dancehall and reggae, coming together, formulating a proposal, to pitch to the powers that be, to say, look, this is how the industry can operate. This is what we're willing to do. What proposal is on the table? Who is leading this charge? Because sitting down and waiting for unification is not going to solve the problem. It's not going to solve the issue. And in essence, you can't be in your feelings if other persons are going to step up and do what they have to do to feed their family.
You're right. And I mean, we look at some of what Tony Matterhorn said. Of course, you had some local celebs who came in and was kind of agreeing. Local celebs like Razor B and Chiching Ching were among the persons in the comment section who were agreement with the DJ's post. We're in agreement. Razor B wrote in part, "Bae, things are going for real. We're too complacent, and if we continue, there will be no music. No, it's time for every person in music to unite and fight for our music intelligently." Ching Ching also wrote, "We're tired of the curfew." Well, that we can't talk about. I think that is a consensus that everybody know. They're tired of the curfew. But as I said, the Prime Minister going, either way him take it, he's going to be criticized, because if he releases the curfew and the numbers go up, they're going to cost him same way. And if he keeps the curfew, and of course, people can't move around, which is he's getting cussing about it right now too. So either way, but which way would he prefer to be cussed, in terms of releasing the curfew and the numbers go up, or he's doing what he's doing now? I think he's better off doing what he's doing
in
now.
other words, then, Bones, you would say that the curfew has proven to be effective.
What I'm seeing is that the numbers, from what we're seeing, are not. The numbers are they're still high, but they're not moving as rapid. but the numbers are still high. So, and I don't think releasing the curfew, no, I mean, like just letting it go, is going to help right now unless we get this under control. Businesses are crying, that's for sure. They're saying, boy, give us a little later, no? It's 8 o'clock during the week. Give us till 10. But you know what it is? People are unruly. If you give it to 10, it is going to pass 10. It is going to, you're going to have a lot of people all over the road same way. So I don't know, but lockdown is that's if there's no movement, there's no transmission, or there's less transmission. In the summer months we're in now, there seems to be less transmission. I don't know if it's because of the heat and people are doing things more outside, but the transmission is not as strong or as fast. But we still have transmission nonetheless. Our healthcare system cannot manage a COVID overrun right now because we're a small third world country. We can't manage an overrun. So I think we better stay the course until we have firm empirical data that it is safe to open up and have the economy going again.
And while we can definitely understand the frustration, because like you say, a lot of businesses are crying and persons, not being in a position where they are able to earn, yet still your bills are forthcoming.
Definitely.
Like these are things that you still have to address. These are things that you still have to take care of. So when they feel as if they're being so tightly squeezed, in the words of Dovey Magnum, them are go ball out.
Yeah, and I tell you, when people are frustrated, they actually do very not so logical things from time to time. So, but I do believe that there needs to be some concession with the companies, the bills. There has to be some. There needs to be some leniency, little moratoriums, little things like that. I know there have been some. But I mean, a lot of people are still not working, still not earning what they should earn, and because of that, they're like, boy, I need a little break on the bills. But the bill collector is not going to give you a break. He has his bills to pay too. So.
And especially when, as Jamaicans, we look on the outside and see where other countries, for instance, the United States, normalcy is being resumed slowly. So persons will look at these things and wonder what is going on in our homeland. When are we going to go back to normal somewhat?
Yeah, it is difficult. And of course, don't think that the entertainment industry are not smart, because 90% of the artists that I'm trying to talk to these days, they're abroad. They're in the States because events are being held, parties are being held, and a sense of normalcy is there. They're fleeing here. They're fleeing here until things can happen back here. So it's about survival again, and people are booking them for shows overseas. So they are gone. So.
And it is difficult, going back to Tony Matterhorn's post, it is also difficult in their position to know their current situation, know that after a year and odd, you have finally gotten an event, and then you will be looked at as selfish if you take this event.
No, you have to survive. And I mean, this has been by far the biggest world hit that the world has seen for a long time, in terms of it has affected every country, it has affected every business, it has affected every person, indirectly or directly. And, and this is mostly financial, not be able to move, not being able to do things. People, once there's a little light at the end of the tunnel, they are going to walk towards that light and grab the opportunity. It's survival. If it was me,
absolutely,
I grab the show.
And just as we're about to close, to reinforce, instead of talking about unification in the business, actually take it a step further, because we have been talking that talk for ever since, and there is no move towards a united entertainment industry. So maybe what will unite them is actually an action to do something, to get something done, and formulate a group.
Right. You're absolutely right. Let us pray and hope that this scenario, right now, we just need to be able to open up, have economic activity happening. Cruise ships need to come here some more now. We got to get everything up and running. But, I mean, it's going to be an issue of survival for for most entertainers right now. They're gonna have to do what they gotta do. They're not gonna look about Unity. They're gonna say Unity can't go to supermarket go buy flour. No, they're not gonna do that. They will say I have to get the shows. So let us hope and pray.
And then you have those. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything.
You go fall for hunger.
You can't.
That is for sure.
You can't win.
You can't win. You go fall for hunger. But you know,
Are you ready to go at the movies?
I'm ready. So we're gonna.
I want to take you. So here is at the movies with Maisha Browdy.
Here we go.
Lights, camera, action. Hey movie lovers, welcome to At the Movies. I'm Maisha Brody. Sweet Rind has done it again. The attention-grabbing and emotion-evoking Jamaican thriller has now earned 50 award nominations, 4 honorable mentions, and 16 wins. The latest win came on Sunday, May 23, 2021, at the New York-based Conch Shell International Film Festival, when the film copped Best Lead Performer through Sharonda Ferrell and the coveted Audience Choice Award, voted on by festival goers and filmmakers alike. Sweet Rind tells the story of a grieving school teacher, Elsie, who is played by Ferrell, who kidnaps a scammer, Algie, played by Kadeem Wilson, and uses history and torture as tools to teach this criminal a lesson. The Sweet Rind team says the awards symbolize a reflection that the story told by the film is what the market wants to see. Plans are progressing to lengthen the short film into a movie. Still on the movie scene, F9, the 9th installment in the popular Fast and Furious franchise, doesn't open in US theaters until June 25, but it's already off to a hot start at the box office. The film, which stars Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto, the street racer turned master thief turned super spy, took in $162.4 million internationally last weekend. Of that total, $135.6 million came from China, the biggest movie market in the world. It marks the biggest opening for a Hollywood film during the pandemic so far. F9's solid performance is good news for a movie theater industry looking to rebound after a horrible year. Theater owners have been left reeling by the COVID-19 pandemic, upending business by closing cineplexes for months around the world. It's now time for this week's top 5 movies. At number 5, we have Voyagers. At number 4 this week is Army of the Dead. Solos take the number 3 spot. At number 2, we have Without Remorse. And in the number 1 spot this week is the series Run the World. If you love great movies and series, go ahead and add these to your watch list. That's a wrap. Join us next week for more exciting movie news. For At the Movies, I'm Maisha Brody.
Thank you very much, Maisha Brody with At the Movies.
And just to add to F9, the movie, which is the 9th chapter in the Fast and Furious saga, Conscience and Sean Paul are featured on the movie soundtrack. So it's a good look for dancehall. So big up to Conscience and Sean Paul.
Sean Paul and Conscience. Rich, big one up, big up, big up. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
The time brought to you by Irie FM is...
It's 2 minutes after 9. If you're just joining us, it's the EBUZZ right here around Irie FM. And of course, every week we provide a platform to highlight up-and-coming artists. So this week, we're very proud to have our artist this evening. His name is Sassi the Don. And we want to welcome Sassi the Don. Big up, my boss. How are you, sir?
Welcome, Sassi.
Can you hear us, Sassi?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? We are hearing you.
Yes, we're hearing you. Are you hearing us?
No, he's not hearing us. Sassi, can you hear us? All right, we need to find out what is that audio issue with Sassi. Sassi, can you hear us?
Yes, we're definitely seeing Sassi, but he's not hearing.
He's not hearing us at all. All right, so we're going to see if we can work that out. Let's try one more time. Sassi, can you hear us? Oh, Sassi, I'll
Yes,
look up.
now I can hear you guys.
There
You
you
can
go.
hear us now. Okay,
Hello.
we're saying welcome.
Welcome, Sassi. Welcome to the EBUZZ. Very glad to have you, sir. Welcome.
Yes, it's a big privilege, and I'm from the other side of the world, and being live with IRI FM, EBUZZ it's a big thing for me,
Well, it's a big thing for us to have you on the program, too. We want to find out a little bit about Sassi the Don. What's the story on how you got that name, Sassi the Don?
Okay, I mean, it came from a very long time ago when I started music 20 years when I was in university. And, at that time, I as a student, I wanted to make part-time money. And I worked as a DJ. And it was very rare to find DJs who liked raga and reggae and dancehall back at that time,
Yes.
especially in my country. So I was one of the very unique ones. And I used to be the only DJ who used to play songs that were big in the 90s,
Yes.
Inner Circle, Dinah King, Shaggy, etc., etc. And back then, being young, and I remember my boss called me one day, and I used to rap, I used to loop, instrumentals of different artists, and I used to freestyle on it. And the manager at that time came to me and said that, bro, one day you're going to be the Don in what you do, you're going to champion this big time. So, I mean, there was like 20, no, that's not 20, there was like maybe 25 years ago,
Right.
when I was still in college. So that name was always in my mind. And as I progressed, with studies, and I got my opportunity in music, everybody needs to build that brand. They need to have that name
Yes.
that represents what they do, where they come from, and, what we're proud of. So I just felt that, in making differences and, even in my music, even in the way my music sounds, I just felt that that name was unique and people liked it. I checked around, I told my friends, I'm going to be calling myself Sassi the Don from this point onwards.
Well, it has
No.
worked.
No,
and
you are a Malaysian reggae artist.
Right.
How did you become interested in reggae and dancehall per se?
Okay, so back in time, popular music is always popular everywhere. So just like anywhere in the world, Malaysia was into hip hop and R&B and all the big artists that came out in the early 90s. And
Yes.
I felt that everybody was listening to the same thing. You tune in the radio, you find the same song. You go to schools, friends are talking about the same thing, everywhere, left and right. And for some reason, I remember I was walking back after school one day and to the bus stop to take the bus back home.
Yes.
And there was this big store that sells cassettes and CDs. And I remember this guy used to play some sort of reggae artist every day, every single day. There is something different that he plays, and it just caught my attention. Like, for example, I felt that, is this happening because every time I walk past the shop, like, am I getting a sign? When I look back now, I felt that, was I getting a sign? Every day I
Right.
listen to Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers.
Mhm.
I listen to Bob Marley. I listen to Shaggy,
Yes.
Inika Moze. Every week or every month, there's a new release by an artist. So, and I fell in love with what I was listening to, and I walked to the shop and I asked the guy, sir, what music is this? It's very different from the regular stuff we hear on radio.
Right.
The guy says, bro, this is reggae. So the store owner is a Chinese guy, and I asked him, so what is reggae? He said, reggae is Bob Marley. And I didn't know who Bob Marley was at that time, right?
Right.
And so I started discovering cassettes and CDs. I didn't have the internet to Google. So that's how it came upon me. And, it just stuck with me. I just fell in love with it.
Well,
Wow.
I think you've executed it quite well. Tell us about your latest project. What are you promoting now?
Okay, so in the recent months, I've been releasing a couple of songs. Like, for example, a year ago, I put out a song called Daddy Don, which was a song dedicated to fathers during the pandemic. And that was last year in June. And then in December, during the holiday season, I came out with another track called Humpty Dumpty, which is a song also about people who are going through the tough times in the pandemic and how and it was a very interesting video. We had a beautiful video for it too. And then a month ago, I released a remake of a very old song of mine, which was a big hit in 2001. So I thought of doing a 2021 version and creating a whole new remix to it and reintroduce. At least I could help fans and listeners out there who were familiar with what it was like 20 years ago and appreciate, everything that we have today, because when you look at the change caused by the pandemic, so many things have changed.
Yes.
So I released that track and that did quite well. And at the moment, I'll be releasing another new song in July, which is a song called "Come Follow Me."
Right.
It's a fully English song. So the song that I released a month ago was a Tamil song. So Tamil is a language spoken by South Indians all over the world. So I'm South Indian, so I speak Tamil. In Malaysia, you have the Malays, Chinese, and the Indians, and very diverse community in my country. So, so that was it. So that's my new project. I'm constantly working on new songs. I'm trying to bridge that connection with Jamaica and build a whole new experience for Malaysians in Asia and also Jamaicans in Jamaica.
Right.
So that we can cross.
So in a bid, Sassi the Don to create that, are you working with Jamaican producers to get that authentic dancehall and reggae sound? How is that process going?
Yeah. Okay. So when I released my song Daddy Don last year, I had the opportunity to get the song introduced to the Jamaican market, and from that time, I also started getting a bit serious with different artists who are popularizing dancehall since last year.
Right.
So I hear the different sound from new artists, even some of the senior artists, and even like what DJ Khaled did recently with many of the dancehall legends from Jamaica.
Right.
So I believe that I'm also educating myself, and I realized that it's big. The sound from Jamaica is big. So yes, just like the past, in the past, I've worked with artists like Maxi Priest. I've done a song with him. And I worked with artists like Apache Indian.
Wow.
I'm in great relationship with artists in Jamaica at the moment, like for instance, Sean Paul and Shaggy and the Solid Agency. And, these are all friends who come from a very long time in my career. So at this moment, answering your question, yes, I am, because I think it's very, very important in order to get into the territory, a whole new territory. Living in Malaysia and talking about Jamaica is one thing, but if I want to get there, I need to be right. I need to be correct, because this is respect, right? So
Definitely.
I need to respect, the people there. So I got to do it right. So yes, I am working with producers in Jamaica. I speak to some of the booking engineers in Tough and Gong Studios. Just trying to understand how different. It's just not about recording. It's just not about collaborations. But it's also the mixing, the mastering, everything. Jamaica offers a great sound to the world.
That's true.
And I think I need to honor that, and that's what I'm about to do.
I wanted to find out from you. There is a song you have called "My Jesus Loves Me." No.
I have a song called "Giving Thanks to Jah."
Ah, there you go. That's the one. Tell us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about that, the inspiration behind that one.
Okay. So the song, that song, "Giving Thanks to Jah," is a very special song close to my heart. So when I started listening to reggae music, and when I got to discover that, Bob Marley was a great advocate, Peter Tosh was a great advocate when it came to spreading reggae music around the world. Of course, Bob Marley did most of the spread of the good news of reggae music. So when I realized at that time, from having a nation, a beautiful country like Jamaica, and then you have great people from Jamaica who contribute great things to the world, I realized that it also had a culture, which was the Rasta culture, and I felt that there was a unified energy, which God, every religion sees God in different ways. They've got different names, and the Rastas had a very nice advocate, a great person, Hail Selassie, Jah Rastafari. I read a lot about him online, and then I also see the changes that people that he touched at that time during his time, and how Bob Marley took that inspiration and inspired the world. And that's when I felt that I should thank Jah. I think everybody needs to thank God in their respective way. You could be a Muslim, you could be a Buddhist, you could be a Christian, you could be a Hindu, and we all believe God in our own ways. As we all know, there's one God. So no matter who or what it is, we believe, and I felt that I should write this song.
Yes.
And it's a very beautiful song, and it was a great message. And yeah, thank you for asking about that song.
Anbi is the name of the song.
Anbe, yeah, that was the single that I just released a month ago. That was the Tamil.
I would love for you to introduce that song. We'd like to have the people here in Jamaica get a taste of your music. And in your own style, you're going to introduce it, but we'll play it for the listeners here in studio.
Okay.
So we'll leave it to you with your own style. Just introduce the song to the world.
So my own style is just me speaking as I speak. All right, greetings. This is the original Sassi the Don here. This is Anbe live and exclusive in Jamaica on IRI FM EBUZZ with DJ Bones and Shima, right?
Okay, Shima, right?
Yes.
Yes. And you know what? Love, unity, one love. Thank you so much. And this is Anbe. Peace.
Here we go.
Sassi the Don, or music artist. No, Sassi, how would you describe the reggae and dancehall scene in Malaysia?
Yes.
Okay. So the dancehall scene and reggae scene goes back a long way back especially in Malaysia and also in Asia. It's a very popular genre because Bob Marley is very popular in this part of the world. Like if you go to many of the islands in my country, in Malaysia, and even in Indonesia, like you go to Bali or to Thailand, Phuket, or even as I said, in Malaysia, we've got so many islands here. So you have the presence of reggae just to bring that island vibes everywhere you go, just like anywhere in the world. And people have accepted the concept of universal music across the globe. People listen to all sorts of music in Malaysia. And also in Malaysia, reggae music gets into mainstream radio. Like for example, whether it's reggae or whether it's dancehall, if the artist resonates with the Asian market, like for example, Sean Paul was a big huge
Okay.
how to say success in my country. All right. And
Mhm.
he was a big success even in many parts in Asia. And then I see the difference happening with other current artists because you don't hear you don't hear Coffee or you don't hear Chronics. You
Okay.
don't hear this artist on the radio stations in probably in Asia. But because of the digital platforms, right? These artists are known, so it's sometimes, radio helps introduce some artists like to some parts of the world or to some new listeners. But because of the digital platform, I think it has made music accessible. And I think
Mhm.
especially when it comes to reggae, I think a lot of people in Asia is always discovering new reggae sounds, new
Yes.
dancehall music. And a lot of people in Asia remember, they remember the big names that comes out of Jamaica. For instance, Beanie Man is big to listeners here, fans
Right.
of reggae music.
Right.
Bounty Killer is known. Lady Saw, she's known. And then like today, like Spice, comes out with Sean Paul and Shaggy on the brand new single.
Right.
And
Mhm.
someone like me who puts the word out about reggae and dancehall, I spread the news. All right. So I think end of the day, it's different people playing different roles. So because I love the track and I love all three artists and I
Yes.
and I felt that I should spread the word to my fans. I should spread the word to my listeners so that they know. So many people have actually asked, "Oh, bro, who is Spice? We have not heard of Spice, but we know Shaggy and Sean Paul." I said, I mean, that's what it is. When you discover something new and you keep listening to the artist or get to know the artist better on your own. So I think it's very healthy in my country. We have accepted all sorts of music,
Right.
and as I said, reggae and dancehall is very big here.
That is absolutely awesome. And of course,
Mhm.
just to show you the power of this beautiful genre from this little country here
Yeah,
in the world, the
like,
Jamaica, and
it's very powerful.
it has reached every corner of the world. And it's so good when I hear you talking about Shaggy and Sean Paul, especially, and Beanie Man, and those
Mhm.
people
Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, yeah.
reaching those
And
areas. Yeah.
what is interesting that you said, Sassi the Don, is the influence of social media and how through the digital platform, it has exposed to your people in Asia, Malaysia, them having that opportunity to be exposed to new entertainers. I mean, Shaggy and Chronics. I mean, Chronics and Coffee. They are not
Yeah.
new. They have been around, but the fact that they are being
long time, yeah.
introduced via these medium, it just goes to show the power of it.
Yeah.
Do you use
Of
the
course,
online
definitely.
platforms, Sassy?
Yes, of course I do.
Tell us
I
your
think it's
handles.
a very important platform to me, especially all my social platforms
Yes.
and my website, because I constantly connect with a lot of people, and like when I woke up this morning, as it's night there, it's morning here. The
Yes.
first thing I woke up in the morning, I saw a beautiful post by Irie FM saying that Sassi the Don is going to be live. And then I also saw a post from Shima. And this is
Mm-hmm.
how, social platforms, and it encourages you.
Yes.
And I think the world is so small, and the best we could least do in our lives is to connect with one another, because there's so much to be done across the globe, and that's what I use my social platforms, and yes, and I get my music out through that way. And today I'm speaking to you also is because of of social platform, because
Yes.
I think there is a very important point here. Some people use it in a very positive way, some people use it in a negative way. All right. And you get people spreading hate, people discriminating, and there's this bunch of people on social media who do that. And then you have people on social media who encourage, who spread positivity, even they don't know who you are.
Right.
you know and I think that is so encouraging, and I've seen this so much on especially on Instagram and Facebook, and it's awesome, and I believe that a lot of other people could do the same thing. And I want to see more Jamaican artists connect with my part of the world. Like,
Mm.
I make an initiative today is because I want to do it, because I want to connect with the heartland of reggae music, which is Jamaica, and I'm doing something right.
Well,
And
Sassi
I
the
believe
Don,
that
I
the
get the
same thing
feeling.
could be done in the other.
I'm just thinking that since you seem to be some sort of an ambassador for the reggae music in that side of the world, it would be great if you could put together something where we could do a festival in Malaysia. What do you think?
Definitely, because you see, like just back in the 90s, Japan had the first ever reggae sunsplash that took place in 1994, and it was a huge festival in Japan. And then over the years we had in Indonesia, we had in Bali. There were a couple of small reggae shows in Malaysia. I can tell you, Dinah King's been here. Shaggy's been here many times.
Yes.
Inner Circle's been to Malaysia. What else? We had Pato Benton back in the days coming to Malaysia. So, but then you see the current trend, the new artists.
Yes.
We don't see them. I don't know why. Probably, the organizers are not putting it together. But to tell you, I hope the world opens up because there's so much opportunity, and I think the opportunity needs to be worked on. There's so much, in terms of music, there's so much of connection and love between Malaysia and your part of the world. Artists, I was just listening to DJ Bones speak about how artists from Jamaica move to the US at the moment, but it's because they need to put food on the table.
Exactly.
You do what you have to do, and because you need to move on. And at the same time, I think greater things could happen when the world connects. It's not always the US, or it's not always the UK. It's not always Australia. You're missing that whole big part of the world there. India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, this is huge. And and
very
I hope
populated
that
too.
I would be able to, to spread this reggae vibes across this part of the world. And I've done a bit for India. I get a lot of my music released in India. I speak about reggae, I advocate, and there's a huge number of artists who come out of India, DJs, dancers, bands who play reggae music. You'll be surprised. It's mind-blowing. From Delhi, from Mumbai, from Chennai. This is all parts of India. It's just amazing. I can tell you how reggae has touched so many parts of the world. And I think this is something that Jamaica has to be so proud of. You guys just don't have Usain Bolt popularizing Jamaica. You have music, it's music. You have your own music. Yeah, it's great.
It absolutely is great. Sassi, tell us, how can people reach you? They hear your music. They want to know how can they get to you. So give us your social media handles. And tell us about management also.
Okay, so I can be contacted. I'm online, Instagram. So the spelling here is not double S. So it's SASSITHEDON.
Okay.
So it's spelled wrongly, but it's okay.
Yeah,
so
Sassi
my
the
name's Sassi the Don. You can just Google. You'll find me on Instagram. I have my website. I have my Facebook page. I'm on LinkedIn. So talking about LinkedIn, it's so interesting.
Yes.
Last year, I met a friend from Jamaica added me on LinkedIn, right? So this guy, he has this interest of starting online record store, on selling online, but selling vinyls and CDs and trying to go into Asia. So apparently he has this huge collection and he wants to trade it in my part of the world. And so I met this guy and, I'm helping him out right now. And this guy has sold on various platforms in my country. And I think he's doing quite well. And it is just trying to share with you, how we connect across the globe and different people could do different things. So yes, everything is there. I can be contacted on social platforms and I look forward,
Do you have a management team?
Management team, everything is on my website. I would love to thank Mr. Ralston, who has been keeping me going in Jamaica, and he's been really promoting, great PR guy. And I appreciate every single support. Also, I need to make a big shout out to contractor Sean. He's also a big brother and helped me a lot. And also to Madam Sharon Burke.
Yes.
Huge. There's so many good people who just want to support you because they know that they understand my music and I really appreciate it. And I Irie FM, this interview with you guys,
yes,
really means a lot.
You have your sixth studio album,
right.
My Second Wave. How would you describe that album? Is it all dancehall and reggae, or is it a mixture? What's the description?
All right. So as I said, I'm working with some new producers at the moment, and I'm working with some producers in Jamaica and also in the UK. And so what's happening at the moment? Yes, it has a lot of new dancehall tracks. You will hear 2 reggae tracks. I'm working on a couple of collaborations at the moment. I don't want to name them, but yes, I am working towards a collaboration with a Jamaican artist.
Right.
And I think it's time to make that connection. And probably this album would be, I would say that probably my most satisfied album, because I've had all the time to think of what to write about, working. I mean, of course, I don't get the privilege to go to the studio as much because Malaysia is undergoing a lockdown at the moment.
Right.
And I believe it's a lockdown everywhere. So, so we just have to work around it. But the album is coming along well, and I'm sure once I get the CD out, I look forward to travel to Jamaica next year. If everything goes well, I'm going to meet you guys and pass the CD personally.
Yes, we'd appreciate
All
that.
right, Sassi the Don. It was indeed a pleasure. Thank you so much for talking with us and sharing. And
yes,
you continue to be an ambassador for reggae and dancehall. I mean, we see the passion with which you speak about our music. In closing and before you leave us, is there anything you want Jamaican entertainers to understand about the dancehall and reggae music that we have?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you mean I say something to the artists there?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, I would just like to say to all the brothers and sisters, you guys doing great stuff. A lot of new artists have even connected with me on Instagram. They talk about collaborations. And I love to hear them out. I just don't listen to the big artists, even to the new artists, because they see me as a more experienced person. I would just say to all the brothers and sisters there, let's find way to connect, and take our music out to more people in the world.
Right.
And I think Jamaica has a lot to offer. Just like me from Malaysia, I have a lot to offer. A lot of citizens around the world have a lot to offer. So reggae music enthusiasts, keep it going, keep the fire burning, never give up. It's a tough time, but you know what? We will overcome this. And I'm sure together, keep the music going, and Irie FM keeps spinning great stuff. I can't believe you played my Anbe on your station.
All right. Thank you so much, Sassi the Don.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Sassi.
much.
Respect. And of
All
course.
right. Wait, 1 minute. I just want to take a photo.
Yeah, go ahead. Hope you get
you guys put up your fingers.
Yes.
All right.
Respect, Sassi the Don.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Great. Great having you. Peace
One
and
love.
love every time. All right, Sassi the Don. Well, he's our music artist. He's new to us, but of course, obviously very experienced and a wealth of knowledge from Sassi the Don there.
And very passionate about the music. And, our entertainers, they travel quite a bit. So now know Malaysia is a market. Reggae and dancehall is alive and well there. So you may want to take a trek.
It's a long trek, that much I can tell you. We are now going to go over to Fashion Forward. What's popping with fashion? And of course, this is going to be done by Shamar Preston and DJ Lollipop.
Catch him on side.
It's Fashion Forward, a weekly look into what's popping,
what's hot and what's not,
hip and trendy. It's the space for all things fashion. This week is about accessorizing. Now, accessories add spice to your outfit. It is all about incorporating statement pieces into your look. Although they can serve practical functions, if they don't complement the outfit, the end product can be a hot mess. The right accessory too can boost your confidence and set the mood for the day. Ladies, whether your jewelry box contains just one watch or several bracelets, necklaces, earrings, anklets, and rings, you probably turn to jewelry when you're looking to to add that little sparkle to your look. However, if you are new to jewelry, start with a subtle piece, a little diamond stud, thin hoop earrings, or a delicate pendant necklace. These will complement almost anything you wear. Remember, always create a balance by choosing one piece to dominate your look in terms of size or color. Wear no more than 2 large accessories on your arms. Only use a full set of matching jewelry if the items are small in size. Your earrings should also match your hairstyle.
Yeah, for real. Sometimes jewelry really put the icing on the cake, but sometimes they will overdo it. Nice and simple, and the big old hoop earring them, sometimes they don't look good. Just keep it simple.
Alright, for the guys who don't mind sporting accessories, make sure they are appropriate based on the purpose, the function, or the event that you are attending. Sometimes less is more. Don't overshadow your outfit. Proportion is your best friend. Big rings and chains are not for everyone and should not be worn everywhere. You have to know how much is too much. There's an old saying that goes, jewelry is the last thing that you put on, but the first thing a person sees when they look at you.
I totally agree with you. I mean, someone just overdo it with the chain, them with so much chain on the round the neck, like I miss a T. I mean, I like a one nice gold chain and a nice watch and a nice ring and a one choppery. That's it.
Alright, cool. And finally, a tip. Don't allow yourself to become overwhelmed by accessory options. Choose just one statement piece that makes you feel great and that you can wear with multiple outfits. That's it for Fashion Forward this week. I'm Shamara.
And I'm DJ Lollipop, the party fanatic.
See you next week.
All right. Thank you there,
Yes.
Shamara Preston and DJ Lollipop for Fashion Forward.
All right, we're up for a break. We'll be right back.
The time brought to you by Irie FM is...
It's 9:34. Now, at this time, we would have had Michael Grammy Rose. We're not seeming to, I don't know if he has technical difficulty, but we can't seem to get him online. And we've been trying for a minute. So I think what we're going to have to do at this particular point in time is we're going to open the phone lines and have a interaction with our callers. What's happening? What are you going to be doing when the world opens up? What are you gonna? What do you feel?
And we haven't, been able to touch
Have a
base with
long-
our listeners
Yeah.
for a long time. So
Yeah.
it comes in handy.
Yes, the numbers
But
to
Michael
call.
Rose, if you're listening, we can't get you.
We
link up.
your Zoom thing isn't clicking on and your phone is ringing out. So if you can link us, let us know because we've been trying to get to you. We spoke to him earlier and he was ready. So I'm not sure what has happened. It would be seeming that's a technical issue. So if it gets resolved, then we'll bring him on. But if not, we're going to have a conversation with our listeners. Yes?
All right. So the numbers to call are 876-974-5043
974-5051
or 974-5079.
All right. So we are seeming to be able to see if we can get to our callers right now. Give us a call. Tell us what's on your mind, where you are, what you're listening, what do you feel like doing?
Yeah, how are you passing your time? I mean, what is your source
pandemic
of entertainment outside of Irie, of course?
Of course, which is wholesome and is enough, but still, some people may want to say, boy, all right, we listen, we want to watch now. All right, we got a caller. Buzz to caller.
You live.
Welcome.
Yeah, man, Blaze it make you burn it, DJ boy.
Boy, it a Blaze till it a burn up my family. How you do?
There you go and hold it. You see me I say?
Shaka Warrior out of
Yeah, man,
Philadelphia.
stay
St.
safe, man.
Yeah, man, big up Shaka.
Shaka, we're getting ready. There seems to be an ease, or there's a worldwide lowering of cases in the pandemic. And of course, if Jamaica should open up close to normal, what would be the first thing that you would like to engage? What would you do when you can go back outside and do your thing? What is your favorite thing to do?
Yeah, man, my favorite thing is just to know some enter the stage show. You see me I say?
Stage
yeah,
show.
man, go perform my music. You see me I say?
That is one thing you'd like to get done, eh? Perform. Because you perform on this stage all the time.
Yeah, man, I platform. You see me I say?
I won't lie
No,
to you.
a lot of people are complaining, Shaka, about, the curfew and that them tired of the curfew. But how are you spending your time during the curfew?
Yeah, man, me tired of it too, man. Yeah, man, me tired of that.
Me tired of it too, trust me.
Whoa, me tired, whoa!
Wait.
Yeah, man.
Man, I'm very tired. I tell
You
you.
see me I say?
Yeah.
Come on, that time when people free up. That's what I say.
May I ask you a question, Shaka? Let us say the Prime Minister lets the curfew go and people can move about freely and the cases go up and people die more versus a curfew where people are restricted but the cases don't go so bad. Which one would you prefer?
Well, the case don't go bad. That's what I say.
Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer the curfew just free up and the cases go up in the air and people start dying? Or would you prefer the curfew that we're under right now and the cases are a little bit more controlled?
Yeah, man, right now more better. I wouldn't want to go up. That's what I say.
Exactly.
Then like, the people them go and still protect themselves. See me? That's what I say.
Right.
I'm free to chat to earth. That's what I say.
Yes, sir. That's what I was
thinking. And do the right thing.
And do the right thing. So,
yes, sir, I say.
If things free up, the first thing you don't want to do now is to a stage show where you can go perform.
Yeah, man, get a free up on the mic out there in front of a crowd of people. So I say,
mash up the place.
Whoa!
You mash up the place.
All right, Shaka. Always a pleasure when you call through. Thank you so much. Anybody you want to big up?
Yeah, man, bless up my daughter, Shamaya.
All right, Shamaya.
Janet, that's what I say.
How you mean?
And bless up Prento.
Of course, Prento.
Yeah, man, bless up the whole of down at Brownstone Market. That's what I say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, whoa, bless up Ryan, Yam Vibes, Dennis, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, man, the whole works, bless up my uncle there over Freehill, so the whole of Brownstone.
Right.
Yeah, man, whoa, and the whole
Whoa.
of Brownstone, that's what I say.
How you mean?
Whoa, and the whole of IRFM.
All right, Miss Birchie, respect.
All right, Shaka Warrior, thank you so much. And big up to the peeps locked in Philadelphia, St. Anne.
Enough love. Here, Shaka Warrior, respect. All right, so we're waiting on another caller. Let's wait through again, 974-5051.
Or 618-0352.
Yes, or 974-5079. The numbers to call. And they're calling.
What's through caller? You live.
Welcome, caller.
Hello?
Yes, all right. We're going to ask you to turn your radio down and listen to the telephone.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Simon, yo! Why?
What's your name and where you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from Kingston right now. Out of my bedroom as a bully.
I tell you.
Yeah.
Well, me there now. How you do?
Well, I'm not so good because I'm lucky, as I say. You know, I try plant up some lignum vital Labor Day gone, but I don't know if it might work next Labor Day coming.
So you never try plant them this time?
No, it never gets a plant.
Uh-oh. All right. How are you spending
But
time?
you can't try plant them at another time. You know, if we wait for Labor Day if you plant them.
Exactly.
Yes, and some bloomer might be added to with kind of beauty up my place. Seeing a Jamaica me there, I have to kind of keep my culture. Cause I like how my place nice and thing.
Yeah.
But it sounds to me like you're enjoying the lockdown, man. You're finding things to do with your time.
Yeah, but for just go on with some Avenger, Guardian of the Galaxy and them things. I listen to Irie and keep Chucky into Motown, Whistle them and the whole team.
Right.
Teddy. You know, share my dinner with MC Teddy on Sunday daytime.
Nice.
I keep my vibes up, like, yeah.
So Irie has been a very important part of your lockdown routine, not true?
I come like one time I take off my mask more time to get a little breathe. Because, you know, I come like one time I have to change my station sometime. But after I go, we love the Irie have a big station where I carry through the COVID and I will be carry forward too.
It'll carry right through.
Yes, I want it to open now because I have a big truck we drive around the whole island, you know. We just catch the truck more time like a boomba box and just keep back and listen to the big station. I hope for the day when I can hear myself. I come out of the speaker there too. that one COVID is up for me kind of thing. And so, but
yes,
me ride up on my ride and I was telling you because I figure some more people could have come tell you what they want. Some out.
Yeah, all right, my boss.
All right,
respect.
thank you so much, and continue to keep your vibe up. You really have a good energy and a good vibe.
Enthusiastic, love it, respect. Yeah.
Thanks very much, Casey, and I'm gonna keep the positive vibration through good music.
Love that.
All right, big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Boy, him up. Man, I tell
No,
you.
him have a buzz.
Literally.
Yes.
Yeah, literally. All right, we have another
Buzz through
caller.
caller, you live.
Welcome. Buzz through caller, you're live. Boy, you look like him alive.
I'm sorry, you have no credit. Oh.
You there,
Buzz through
caller?
caller, you live.
Welcome.
Yeah, Jabones, yeah.
Blessings, man. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Mr. Lee, you know, I call from Knowledge, you know.
Mr. Lee from Outer Knowledge. Are you the brethren?
Big up yourself, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, go and hold it out, you know. Cash in, bless up yourself, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Tell us a little bit about how you're surviving in terms of the lockdown. What do you do during lockdown? How you keep yourself occupied?
Boy, I just work, you know, brother. I just be a work, you know. No little enjoyment, you know.
So you
That's
work
all.
during the lockdown?
Yeah, man. You have to do some work, you know.
Housework or planting, what you do?
I want like a phone back out, you know, just social work, my brother.
So what?
Yeah,
What kind of work you doing? Housework or you outside planting up and things?
Are you essential?
I'm welding work, man.
Welding work?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fire upon all iron, you know.
All fire upon all iron. You're right about that. Well, that is awesome, brethren.
Yeah, man.
One of the things I wanted to find out for you, if the place should free up at any time now, what would be the first thing you do? What would you? What was the first?
Would I keep a dance with about 10 grams on, day and night.
For how many days?
About 20 grams on, day and night dance, and 6 o'clock in the morning, sound a string up.
How many days you want to do that for? A whole week?
No, just a day and night, man. Just
Early morning till the next day.
yeah.
That sound good. And which are the sound them here that string up there now?
Biggest, you know. Biggest this is Stone Love, Killerman,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dance sound heavy.
Yeah, man. Full of dub plate.
Some chunk sound to beat down the place, man. We long to hear that, brother.
Me not lie, me long to hear it too. Long to hear it.
Yeah, man.
Miss it, man. Miss the big sound them. I miss the
Man,
dance.
true, man.
Well, if we do the right thing, we'll be able to go back to that at some point. So we have to be disciplined and take personal responsibility, but we have to make sure that we make sure this thing gets under control.
Yeah, we want that for go on, yes.
Right. So we just have to do the right thing, brethren. Anybody you want to big up? Nalis, Mr. Lee?
Yeah, man. More and big up in all these people, I mean, more and big up on my brethren over West Prospect Hurts, man. You know, them youth, they really like that, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big up rank, you know? Yeah, man.
All right, big up yourself, Mr. Lee. But you know, Bones, just listening to Mr. Lee now, right? And the point that he made before the pandemic, there was an issue with people not going out to party early enough, right? People always going out late, just about when the parties are ready to close off.
Right.
Do you foresee now that there is this longingness to party that once the place open up back, people are going to start go out early so they can have maximum enjoyment?
I do see that. As a matter of fact, this is how bad I see it. They're going to be there before the sauna reach. They're going to be
While the sauna string up.
While the sauna string up, say, yeah, we just want to make sure the bass sound right, you know, because we get in maximum. You've been locked down for a year plus in terms of no entertainment where there's actually connectivity with physical people. You're going to be there early. But I know I'll be there.
Call you live.
Welcome, caller.
Hello, DJ Boone.
Blessings.
Yeah, man, I stagger leave out of gym today. You know, some credit I don't do.
You really call me when credit are done, but you're not easy. Big up.
I know. I'm going to look for my virgin, man, in Japan, near Mr. You, man, Bridgeport, there, so.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I mean, big up him. Buy man the birthday today.
See the credit gone.
Wow, the credit finished.
Man,
Big up
call-
yourself, Stagger Lee. Give
Stagger
thanks
Lee.
for calling.
Stagger Lee call with $1 credit. Boy, man, not easy, yeah, man. Boy, Stagger, big up yourself. See, if you get credit again, so if somebody can get a little tap up your link back, right? Yeah, so, yeah, people are going to be out early. I know I will be out early.
You foresee early.
There's going to be a big rush on something that has not been happening for a while. People are going to really... You see what is happening with the flights now. Even just airplanes flying, there is a bum rush at the airport. So you can imagine when everything is pretty much opened up, entertainment venues are open and events are being held again. It's going to be a packed event.
And if promoter, Buzz through caller, you live.
Welcome, caller.
Yeah, man.
Big up, what go on?
I'm impressed. DJ Boone.
Blessings.
What are you doing, man?
Well, yeah,
Boy, would they talk to you?
Yeah, but I don't want to find out what's going on with you.
You know, so I'm there, I just take it easy and I give thanks and praises to the Almighty God.
That's the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about how you entertain yourself, how you keep yourself occupied during the
I just
lockdown.
I alone do everything for me. Otherwise, I'm going to go run to chip at the time and pray to the Almighty. I just RFM keep me going, you know.
Right, that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because anything want know, I make me know. I educate me and make me know what's going on, you know.
Ah, we love that.
Well, that is working smart.
I want like a mad brother up on the street right now. Chip on the RFM, you know.
May I ask you a question? If the place open up back right now, what would be the first thing you'd want to go get? Where would you want to go?
I could see sure, yeah, the band of beat.
Yeah, man. Live band too. Yep.
And listen to some Chronics and some Bounty Killer and some Buju Band and some Coffee.
Yes.
Some of the young ones them come out and out here,
right.
You know?
I love that. That is for sure. Anybody you want big
Anybody
up?
you want to big up?
Yeah, man. With the right at someone big up Rowan, Fish, Benji, Cash Money, Bambi, the right at want big up the whole of Orange Hill, everybody in Orange Hill, Lower Box, Middle Box, Mirror House Box, big up around Angia Shop, Rowan Bar, in front of Agrograte, the whole Bus Park Road, the whole Market Road, Dennis, Yam Vibes, Daddy Jeffrey up back like there, Alva, Chart and Driver, them, Mr. Never, the top cap in a Brownstown, condolences to your family again, see him here.
Yes.
Big up all who know me and who tune in and listen to me right now. Furthermore, big up all the ladies and especially, yeah?
What you mean?
Yeah, man.
Without ladies, there's no fun.
Big up the RFM team again. Big up my General Lollipop, DJ Kemar, Lady Renee. The whole works here, me. And travel upon the driver. Kashima, big up yourself.
Ah.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Bless up.
Bright up. Me having up every morning. I wake up and look for you.
I tell you.
Yeah, man. So I just take care and thanks to the highlight and thanks to make Froggy be famous, you know?
Yeah, big up yourself, Froggy.
You don't feel famous, man. You're famous.
You are.
You are famous.
Yeah, Charlene down at Irby Workshop. So big up yourself. You'll be a coach.
All right. Enough love, Froggy. Big up yourself. See him?
All right. Give thanks for that call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so before Froggy came on, I was saying if promoters play their cards right, they can secure a decent brand by putting on an event that will leave patrons feeling satisfied, leave patrons wanting more, then they know they have something good on their hands. Once you go ahead and you create your first event after the pandemic,
look here, you have a brand right
people
there.
will want more.
And as a matter of fact, that is an opportune environment to create the biggest brand because there's such a demand now for the entertainment. When
look here,
it's going to be.
It's just going to take a little research, a little planning, a little execution, a little just going over and beyond. Play your cards right and create a dope brand.
But Caller, you're live. Welcome.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
welcome.
night.
Welcome.
It's Empress Janet calling.
Empress Janet.
Pick up yourself, Empress Janet.
Where you calling from again, Empress?
Knapdale District.
All right. What are you doing to entertain or keep yourself occupied in this lockdown? It's still going on. Hopefully it'll end soon.
I'm still going to work.
Same way?
Yes, sir.
Wow. And of course, if the place should open up right now, after this, what would be the first thing you'd want to do?
A stage show and one straight.
Straight. Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Who you want to see perform at that stage show?
Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Zamunda.
Mm-hmm.
Africa.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People know what they want, you know.
Yeah, that sounds like a stage show I would have got to too.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice stage show right there, so I tell you. All right. Well, anybody you want to big up, Empress?
Empress Janet.
Yes, I want to big up my mother, Miss Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
My stepfather, Alo, my sister, Maxine, my children, Shanika, Marches.
Mm-hmm. That's it?
Jalen.
Right.
Want to big up Shaka Warrior and Shamaya.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much, Empress Janet. Thank you for having us. Thank you for calling in, and we appreciate you all the time. Respect,
Thank
see?
you.
Enough love. All right. And, of course, that was the final call right there. So we are now going to go to the IRFM Dancehall Chart Recap with DJ Brian and Courtney Mack.
This is the Guinness Dancehall Top 10 Countdown.
I wonder is who really are on dancehall.
Who really have the number one song?
All the youths them want to know.
Do you really want to know?
Coming in at number 10 for this week, Ja Vinci, Basic.
Number 9, Real Dogs, Alkaline.
Number 8, Intense Governor, Public Enemy number 1.
Number 7, Sean Paul, Massacre, Skillibeng, Everest.
Number 6, Ambition, Yaxter.
Number 5, Spice, Sean Paul, Shaggy, Go Down There.
Number 4, Ryan King, Dancehall, Baddest Thing.
Number 3, Tentic, Roll Deep.
Number 2, Humans, Nation Boss. Wonder if them ready for the number 1.
Bad Jenna.
There's a new number 1 for this week. Brand new in the number 1 position. Coming in at number 1, Coyote. Reminisce of number
1. A female Superman. If I no Magnum, a future can. The babunya man. Women nice as someone. Women nice as someone. Penny na me brain, cushion up on the shows me is a family baby. Faster than the Air Force, me a van. Me tell a girl to take a picture in me hand. She say when me nice as someone. When me nice as someone. Me raise my bike a Caroline, me gear it up then ride around. Me even have no license, bro. But when me nice as someone, you have to call him close. No, me head chip up like the phone and I'm a close. Me not live for please nobody. I no pick, me not go pose. I'm only make me happy, but me a move.
Big song of big song. The Guinness Top 10 charts is where it happens. Only big songs make this chart.
Dancehall can't stand.
Dancehall, I mean everything.
All right, thank you very much, DJ Brian and Courtney Mack with the IRFM Dancehall Chart Recap. I tell you, boy, we wanted to get Michael Rose, find out what was going on with him, but it seems that we just could not reach him tonight.
And we really want to apologize to our listeners. I'm sure he has a valid reason as to what happened, why he was unable to come on.
Yeah, because we spoke to him several times. He was very excited and he wanted to make sure his Zoom connection was correct and so on. But we're just not getting him. So obviously it's a technical issue. So we'll find out a little later on. But big up yourself, Michael Grammy Rose, wherever you're at. And of course, it's getting down to that crunch time when we'll soon be out of here. But I don't know if you wanted to take another call before we go. We got about 5 minutes.
I think we can squeeze at least 2 more calls.
Yeah, maybe 2.
Let's do 2 more.
Yeah, let's try to take 2 more calls.
974-5051.
974-5043.
Or 974-5079.
618-0352. Give us a call for the last 4 minutes or so. We're going to see if we can squeeze 1 or 2 calls in. Tell us where you're at. How are you keeping yourself occupied?
Entertained.
Or entertained.
During the pandemic.
Right. And what happens?
How are you keeping yourself entertained, Bones?
I'm overworked. I'm overworked. I got too much projects going on. I'm a tired man. But
then again, that's probably not being overworked is a bad thing, but the fact that you have work in comparison to, persons who may not have a job or not in a position to create a job for themselves.
That was the actual right phrase here. You create. I create work. So that I can be very busy. But, there's a lot of things out there to do. When certain situations close on you, you realize that there's so many other things that you can do. But sometimes if that didn't close, you wouldn't have seen the other things. So
true. And sometimes we don't see the other thing because we are still paying so much attention to the door that is closed in front of us when all we have to do is just turn 90 degrees and you see something else.
We got a caller. Buzz through caller. You're live?
Big up yourself, Bonesy.
Bless up.
Bonesy.
Yeah, but what go on there?
Where else a customer?
Wagwan, big up.
Where you calling from? What's your name? Where you calling from? Wait, place name?
Ty Dixon, same catching.
All right.
Oh,
Now,
Tidison, St. Catherine.
tell
All
us,
right.
how are you keeping yourself occupied during this lockdown?
So we just go and relax and pull and hold the tension, you know.
Seeing. And if the place should open up tomorrow, what would be the first thing you would do?
We love dancing, we love the party thing.
Same thing. I think that's the consensus tonight in the Kashima. Everybody.
Everybody wants to go out.
Everybody wants to
I'm
go.
a little DJ myself, you know.
How will you say?
Yeah.
I don't know, sir. Me can't manage
So you're using the time to write any new songs?
You're using the time to write.
You're using the time in lockdown to write any new songs?
No, I know the on the record, but I want to go DJ.
Are you writing new songs like how they lockdown?
Write some lyrics.
All right. So you have to go record
All right. Anybody you want to big up?
Yeah, big up the whole Jamaica, you know. Big up Jamaica and big up RSN crew.
Well, that is a very
All
wide
right.
big up, and you cover everybody with that. Respect for that, Bridget. See?
And big up yourself.
Enough love. Thanks for calling.
All right. You got a pizza. Yeah.
You know, I really like a piece you give if it's true.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to second phone will leave.
Eh?
You know why you want a piece?
Go on now.
Go on now. Make we hear it. It clean?
Make sure it's clean.
Yes, man.
All right. Go through.
Rockford could have done goals because of in young bike drop the most. Take a little chip to check the young bike.
I chip out already, my youth.
No, man, we not chip out.
How would
You
I
want
want
to hear it?
Me just, for you say yang, me just bex, yeah, man. Because I can't manage them bike there at all, brother.
But caller, give thanks. Thank you so much for calling in. We legit have a minute to go.
We're out of time. Thank you for calling, my brother. Take care. Be safe. Protect yourself and your family.
All right. On that note, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsor. So big up to Thomo Vibes, distributors of Trangback Tonic Wine. Strengthen your back for make the attack.
And of course, we want to say a very special thanks to Sassi the Don, who came on from Malaysia, telling us what was happening. And of course, he was our music artist this week. And we want to say thanks to everyone who made the EBUZZ possible.
Our producer, Sandrika Masters, technical operator, DJ Lollipop.
And of
big up
course,
to Peter Broadbar, keeping social media connected.
Peter Broadbar. So join us next week for another exciting edition of the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis.
Mutabaruka is up next with The Cutting Edge.